Hey guys, Cecil Jones here. Just want to take a quick moment to put a special video out there for the church. Put this video out because I grew up in the church. My mom's loved God, my grandmother loved God, and I've always wanted to be an inspiration and lead people to Christ, and just to put people in a position of power, put people in a position of wealth that have dedicated their lives to Christ. So I want to let you know that if you're in the church, if you love your church, if you run your church, if you're pastor, bishop, elder, minister, evangelist, whatever the case may be, there are certain things that your church can do with real estate to really make it blast off. You can literally go from a small church today to raising $250,000 in 30 days, 60 days, whatever the case may be. It just really depends on how much effort you put into it, but I can show you the exact blueprint to how to do it. Because of the nonprofit status, you're able to get into real estate deals that the average investor can't do. I have a nonprofit myself, not a church, but a nonprofit, but it allows me to be able to do certain deals, certain flips, where I believe that if the church is the hub, the church is the hub, and the church is the pillars of the communities. And I believe that when the church is struggling, that it's a bad look. So I've been prophesized to have a ministry that's not in the church, but it's of the church, right outside the church, like that wild John the Baptist dude that's out in the wilderness, and when you come out to him, some great things are going to happen. But you don't have to struggle. If you're in a small church now, you can be bigger. There are other things that you can do. You don't have to do the building fund or the, not trying to be funny, but the fish sandwich dinners. There are other ways to build your church's wealth quickly. And that's with real estate. Like I said, within a 90-day period. I mean, I can show you how to raise money for your corporation that actually buys real estate, that now understands that they have a place where they're number one with economic and community development, so that you can qualify for block grants, so that you can come into these properties, the blighted properties, and fix them up and offer them back as housing for your congregation, or for homeless people, or for people in halfway houses transitioning from jail. There's so many things that a church can do, and you shouldn't be struggling, especially as a representative of God. And I don't say this to knock anyone, because if you're not there, you see this. We have the super churches, and then we have people that are struggling just to pay the rent, or keep the lights on. Well, there's a way to get there. And if you're not there now, that's okay. It just means that there's something that you don't know. But I know this business like the back of my hand, and your church can prosper. Your members can prosper. It doesn't matter, if they don't have a job, if they've laid off. Well, if they have been laid off, if they have been fired, if they have a 401k, they can take that 401k, invest it in, roll the money over into a IRA, 401k, that allows them to buy tangible assets, that allows them to get into real estate investing. That it could be $2,000 or $3,000, because what I do is I show people how to take $10 or $100 and tie up a property and get back all of the profits, tax-free if it's in a Roth IRA. So that's one thing that you can do, but you can do syndications. You can bring people together in your church to put into small apartment buildings starting out. Guys, see, you don't have to buy a property with all your cash. All you have to do is have the right education to know how to tie it up, and then flip it over to somebody else that is looking to buy that property. And when I sit back and I think about the way I've seen a lot of churches struggle, it really kind of bothers me. And then you see the other side where, like at my church, at First Baptist Orlando, super church, 15,000 members, debt-free, just doing it, owning up, buying up all the property. Well, why doesn't the small church know this? Let's go further. Why doesn't the black church know this? The ones that do, why don't they share this information? Because it will change everything. It will change the church's profile. It will change the members. It will allow guys who can't find a job to set up their own business. Let them set up nonprofits and be a part of your nonprofit. There's just so many ways to make money with real estate, and it's really all about leverage. Even if you had $500 saved up in your church fund, I can show you how to turn that into $50,000, $100,000, $200,000. If you've been following my videos for any time, you can see that I'm in the midst of securing $20 million worth of money, funding. That's one of the things that I specialize in, business setup, business consulting. But I would love to have the church for my clients and help them go from wherever they are to where they want to be. That's the pieces of a dream concept, if you don't know about my nonprofit. But there are tax liens that you can buy for not only for your church, but for your members, where they're sitting their money right now in a bank and they're getting 1% interest or less. But you can invest those tax liens in a state like Florida and get a guaranteed 18% return. You can invest them in a state like Georgia and get a 20% return. You can invest them in a state like Texas and get a 25% return within the 6 months. 6 months in a day, get a 50% return. You can invest in a state like Illinois and get a 36% return. You see, it's about the speed. Your money, wealth is attracted to speed. And it's about how fast you can get that money back and keep making it make more money again. As the church, you can be the bank. You can really be the bank. Why not be the bank, and why not secure funding for people? And I'm sure every church has somebody that's interested in real estate investing. Well, I'll show you how to raise the money for your church. $1 million. Right now, we're selling shares of stock. You can sell shares of stock in your corporation. You know, it doesn't have to be through not your nonprofit, but we can set up another corporation, sell shares of stock for people that are interested inside of the church, which will allow you to raise money to do whatever it is that you want to do. There are ways that you can reach out to donors through direct mail for your church. But there's no need to struggle, especially if you have a nonprofit organization, because once again, just by having your nonprofit, there's a way to present yourself in front of economic and community development where you're eligible for the block grants. Now you go out there and find the blighted properties, fix them up, offer first-time home owners the chance to buy their houses, and you don't even got to pay it back. It's a grant. Well, you got to know this. You got to know that you can invest in HUD properties, and as a nonprofit, you're number one on the list when the deals come out. I can show you how to put these deals together. I can show you how to negotiate with HUD, with other people. You can take advantage of the whole foreclosure process. People are still losing their houses. There's another wave of foreclosures coming out, commercial and residential. But what if the church had the solution? What if the church became the lender and not the borrower? I think that'll make God so proud, I think he'd actually cry. So if this is something that you're interested in, and you want to connect me to your church, your minister, your pastor, your elder, whoever is in charge of finance. If you have a building fund, if you have a financial thing that's basically zero, well, there's something called a self-directed IRA that you can get in, your church can get in, and I can show you how to raise those funds for the church. I'm just know that I'm blessed to be a blessing, and I love the Lord. So that's why I made this video. This is for the church. If you need my assistance, definitely you can inbox me here, or you can find me on Facebook, find me online. But you know, somebody's got to be able to write a check. Somebody's got to be able to write a big check. It's not just all prayers. Yeah, God answers prayers, but I always just tell people, God is never going to come down himself and fill a pothole in front of your house. He's going to send a man to do it, and I'm that man to show you how to do it. Let's stop struggling as a people. Let's stop looking the same as outsiders, as people, carnal-minded people. Let's show success. Let's show that wealth. Let's show that we're the seed of Abraham. Let's show that we have that same wisdom that came from Christ that was put into Solomon. Now, we all know the story of Solomon. Solomon was a consultant. And Solomon got paid for his wisdom. People would come from the north, south, east, and west and put corn at his feet, put cattle at his feet, put gold and silver at his feet for his wisdom. This is God's wisdom. So why does any church struggle? It's something that you don't know. Hopefully it's not pride, but it's something that you don't know. I know what it is. This has been prophesied to me years ago that, once again, I have a financial ministry, and it's getting out there more and more and more and more. And some things have happened in my life that caused me to take a step back or say I don't want to do this, but that's my assignment. My assignment is to help you, help your church, be a blessing, be able to brag on God. That's what this is all about. So if you really want to use real estate, which is the biggest investment that people buy, if you think you can't do it, I can show you that you can do it and make money for your church. So hopefully this is a little something. I'm going to continue to put these videos out. It's just me rambling right now, but it's something that needs to be said, so I'm going to say it. Somebody said to me one time, how do you know you're not the next Miles Monroe? Well, I didn't even know who he was at that time. I said, no, I'm not the next Miles Monroe. I'm the first Cecil Jones. But if your church is struggling, or even if it's not struggling, you just want to get to another level, you want to be able to do something more for your congregation, you want to teach them how to become financially independent. That's what this is all about. So with that being said, I have to get back to making some phone calls, securing some more money. Nonprofits, not just churches, but all nonprofits, same thing. All right? I'm blessed to be a blessing. Look forward to seeing you soon.